I've got a question for you.
Hmm.
When we got married in 2018, I was still a student, and it was illegal for me to work in China where we were. So for the first 2 years, you had to take care of our family while I finished school. Now, I know this is very unconventional, and this is something that a lot of ladies would struggle to do,
Hmm.
and maybe even a lot of families would struggle to accept.
Hmm.
Tell me how you process that and how you came to the decision that it was so worth it for us to get married, knowing that I wasn't going to be able to immediately provide for our family
Hmm.
as the man.
Hmm. So, starting with the family piece, because that is so true. There are some families that just would not accept that. I want to say I come from a family of immigrants. I'm a first generation American. My parents are from Haiti. So I think I'm keenly aware that people just don't start in the same place in life. My grandma came from the village. Then she was able to, and she was unschooled or very little. I think she stopped in, kindergarten, like elementary, like early elementary school. My mother, she sent my mother and her sisters, so my grandma's kids went to school in the city, though they were not from the city. So they were sent to live with a relative so that they could have education in the city in Haiti. And then they came here, and we are now, blessed to have to have an American education. Every generation was, educated better and better. People start in different places in life, and I don't despise small beginnings. I understand. So I think that also made my parents very understanding too, where it's like, oh, well, he's still searching for what's gonna like provide him financial stability. He's not lazy. He's schooling, working hard. He's clearly ambitious. He's studying in a different country, you know, and he has a good head on his shoulders and so forth. And all the same things that I thought, I think they were convinced the same. The Bible does say that a man ought to provide for his household. If he doesn't, he's worse than an unbeliever, right? I'm paraphrasing. So I do believe that a man should be able to provide for his household. I actually probably believe that more strongly than the average woman, even though it looks like the average woman is kind of more like into men's pockets than I am, if I can say that respectfully. The reason I say that is because like I actually believe a man's income should solely be able to provide for his household. And I don't think a lot of people feel that way, which is why a lot of women work, it's one of the reasons why a lot of women work, because they feel like it shouldn't have to fall on all on the man. Like I can contribute something too. But I don't want to get too much into detail on that. Another video on that if you request. So I'm kind of taking a long route to answer this question, but I knew that Thomas had what it took to earn income for the family. That I met him as a student is just like a coincidence. Like I could have met him when I also was in college, or like it's not a bad thing that he was pursuing an education. So I wasn't going to use that as a penalty for him. I mean, maybe if we were in our 40s or something, I don't know. And he wasn't able to take care of himself or something, like that would be different. I don't know. But we were young. And it just made sense. It just made sense that he was a student. But I saw that he was hardworking, he was smart, he was godly, he was a serious person. And I saw that he was somebody capable of providing for a household and he had that value. So, and I trusted that. It's kind of like you have to study your person because I don't necessarily recommend this to everyone. Not every man who you find not working is going to later on show you that he's able to provide. What you're seeing now may be exactly who he is, someone who struggles to keep a job, someone who struggles to, make enough money or whatever. But in my case, I just knew from learning Thomas and getting to know Thomas that he wasn't going to just like let me be the primary earner forever. He was in school for a purpose, and once he was finished, he was going to find work and work for the family. And so that's why I didn't have any issue. He was on a timeline, he had a vision for his life, and I agreed with the vision. And truly, that's how it played out. I married him as a student, but 2 years later, when he graduated, we moved to the United States. We both worked for like a very short period of time, less than 1 year. I was pregnant. I had our first child, and then ever since then, he has been the only person working. Charlie's about to be 3 years old. I don't know if I fully answered the question.
I'll take it.
You'll take it?
Yeah, I think you answered it because I asked, how did you process that? So maybe a follow-up question